And it's not just for the media. I mean, it's great for them if you want to engage with the media and build that visibility, but also for your websites and putting it up through YouTube and putting it through the social media channels. I think it's a really great tool. So I just blasted through that. I don't know how long that was, but I wanted to make it as much as like tools you can use and things to think about as possible. So hopefully this is helpful in shedding some light on PR and how it's really set apart from other communications tools. Are there any questions? Yeah.
I have a question about Twitter.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention Twitter.
Yeah, I understand that it's a really good way to get yourself out there, but saying something about your product every day or every 15 minutes or something like that, how do you do it without becoming obnoxious?
Yeah, the Twitter spamming, that's a tough one. I think some people have different philosophies on the use of Twitter. Some people will take one post and like Hootsuite, I don't know if you've heard of Hootsuite, but you can literally post one comment on every single channel that you use. And some people find that to be the best way. I like to make it more customized. So if I feel like the folks that follow me on Twitter are going to be interested in what I have to say, I'll post it through Twitter. So I'm very careful about how I post. I wouldn't recommend, and this is just my personal opinion, I wouldn't recommend doing it for every single thing. It's not, I see it as a very specific extension of PR. It's just another way to reach your audience. It's not for everything. I'd be very careful. Because then people get annoyed. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, this one person, I started following them, they're following me, and now they send me things, there's something every single day. It's just, you don't want to become that person. So, yeah.
What do you do in regards to this? How do you help people do this?
How do I help people do this? Well, I like to come in and really dig in, like I said, start from the beginning and really get a hold on what you're saying about yourself and about your business, the key messages you're using, the way you're positioning yourself against other folks in the community, in the field that you're in, and try to think about ways to mix and move it around and thinking of the channels to reach those target customers. So a lot of it is strategy for me, coming in and trying to rethink what the business is all about and thinking of creative ways to reach those customers. There's a lot of ways. I mean, what they're doing, where they're at, what they're reading, who they're talking to. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to think about how to reach them. So it's, I come in and try to think outside the box, and then media is really a lot of what I do. So the media strategy and making sure that we're being comprehensive, and it's not necessarily always local. It could be, I've done a lot of trade outreach for whatever the focus is. National, that's always fun, talking to an AP reporter. I'm busy, but it's what I do. That's what my expertise is. Does that answer your question? Yes. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you do when you start working with someone, you create a contract with them, and then find out their objectives for their business.
Exactly.
And then you coordinate like LinkedIn and all the different media pieces. Is that part of your job, or is that to contact other people to do that?
Social media, I talk about it a lot on here because I know how big of a deal it is these days. I mean, we're all on it, we're all using it, and effectively. So I don't say I'm a social media expert. I do understand how it all comes together, so I can certainly guide. But there's people out there that are strictly social media experts, and I know several of them, and so I can bring them into the fold.
So you're more newspaper and magazine?
I'm more media focused. I do a lot of event-related marketing as well, so helping to drive media to the event and drive, the momentum. So it's like that community project I mentioned earlier. We were working up to these big, marquee events, So it was drumming up interest in the project, and then that we're pointing towards the event. So it's event driven too. But yeah.
What kind of businesses do you support?
Right now, my background is primarily biotech, so and it's such a huge industry here. Yeah, I know. So at first when I'm 3 months into my consulting business, so it's still pretty new. I was so ready to get out of biotech. I was like, nope, I'm going completely the opposite direction, which I'm still working on, but it's going to take time, to keep building in that area. But so I am taking on some biotech projects because it's what I've done for so long, and there's so many great opportunities here, and it is a lot of fun. I just wanted to have on my own. All can appreciate that. But then I'm mixing in some other interesting circles now with education, science, and education, which is a perfect combination, and then where the arts come into play. So I'm working on that.
How do you feel about the whole email marketing, email blasting? That's something that, I mean, everybody gets cold emails every day. Either hate them or
Yeah, again, personal opinion. I'm not a big fan of the blasting. I mean, I've come in to work with companies who all they've done marketing PR wise is blasting, and I've seen